All right, I like that. So I think it's time for us to move on to the next topic. Topic number 3. We're going to talk about my boys in blue, the Dallas Fuel.
What's that? Oh, that one blue team. Oh, yeah, the Fuel. That's right.
The one of, like, what, 4 blue teams?
There's a lot of blue in the Overwatch League. Jeez.
Yeah, hey, we were the OG blue.
It's true.
We were the OG blue.
Well, you're burn blue, right? So I guess you have to be. You don't want blue in your hashtag, so you have no choice.
In regards to the Fuel, we made some roster moves like every other team. Well, not every team. Outlaws made, I think, the fewest.
Yeah, definitely made the fewest.
But yeah, so what we did was we released Chips. We promoted Coco to assistant coach, and Siegel retired on his own volition. Shout out to Siegel.
Yeah.
Hey, happy to have you on the Fuel. Congratulations on your streaming career.
He's playing Apex.
Great game.
Right.
And then we also added Closer from the London Spitfire, which I think a lot of people are underestimating, by the way. I want to throw that out there. RCK, an amazing off-tank. Great Diva, great Zarya. And then Zachary, if you watched him in Fusion University or the World Cup, he's a great player. Like
Doomfist.
Oh my God.
He's a great Doomfist player.
Doomfist is scary. But I mean, that's okay. So right now, our roster is looking really good. A lot of people are questioning the Fuel's DPS line because we have 4 hit scan DPS, but Zachary is known as a flex god.
Yeah, well, that's what he plays. He can play the Tracer. He can play the Genji. I've seen it all. I've seen his flexibility. The Doomfist, obviously. That's the first thing I think of because he rolled people in contenders as Doomfist. It was insane. That's all they picked, his entire team. And he just, no matter what their comp. Yeah, fair, I'm still playing Doomfist, and they still roll people.
Yeah, he did fine.
It's insane.
But, I mean, adding in these roster additions really balanced out the team. I mean, the Fuel, I hate to talk bad, or at least talk negatively about some of our players, but I feel that, like, Mickey, while he's an amazing player, is probably one of the more weaker off-tanks in the entire league, but he's still a good player. I mean, he's in the Overwatch League. You kind of have to be good to have a spot there.
Just a little bit.
So saying you're one of the weaker ones, that doesn't really mean anything. All that means is that you are still capable of doing the job.
Right.
But the fact that now that we have 2 good off-tanks, and an amazing main tank, an OG, who, by the way, is often one of the top 3 main tanks in the world. Like, have you looked at the stats?
Yeah, I've seen the stats.
He is an amazing off tank. Like, OG, PogChamp.
He's
shout out.
The underrepresented, unseen kind of player who actually can carry, and the main tank is hard to do with that. I mean, Moon was kind of over his Winston and stuff, but OG, I mean, he is up there. He's played consistently 100%. In the league, and he's been there before. He knows what to expect in the league.
And then, let's see, so look at our healer line as well. Harry Hook, Closer, and Unco? We have every healer covered. We have a great Ana. We have a great Zenyatta. We have an amazing Lucio, an amazing Mercy. Shoot, put Mickey back on Brig, who, by the way, is still one of the best Brigs in the league. People keep on forgetting about that. Remember when Brig first came out and Mickey dominated with Brig? Sure, she was a little bit broken, but still, broken or not, if you can do good with the character, you can do good with the character. And then even when she was nerfed, you still see Mickey playing Brig, and he's still really good.
True, and my response to this is, I've heard this song before. Remember the Fuel's roster last season?
Yes.
Was the premium roster for all of this.
But here's the thing, though. We had a different staffing thing. Not to give shade to Kai Kai.
To give shade to Kai Kai.
Did you know he's still in the league?
What is he, the assistant coach somewhere?
I think he's assistant coach at Paris.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. Okay, I can see that. I mean, he's still. I think he knows his knowledge, but I don't know if he can be a head coach. I think he's a great assistant coach. He's one of those things in traditional sports: offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, but not quite a head coach. A pretty good assistant coach.
Yeah. So I mean, look, now that we have Arrow on our side, I mean, Arrow took the Fusion University to multiple championships, and then when the Fuel came on stage 4, Arrow came in. First thing he said, "Whatever you guys remember from before, that's over. We are now a new Fuel, a new team. We're starting something new." And guess what happened? We did amazing in Stage 4. We took New York Excel, the league's best team, to a Game 5. Like, some people be like, "Oh, that's not that." No, that's extremely impressive. Like, sure, they may not, well, that wasn't their meta. But when you still have the best team in the league going to a tiebreaker round, that's something to be proud of.
There's something to be said about that. Yeah, I agree. I think the Fuel are definitely better this year. I think there was more problems at the top than anything else. And now they're like, hey, we have a leader now. We actually have someone who will tell people, like, you need to do this, and, like, coach them up. I think it's a big deal.
For sure. And,
so
go ahead.
No, I'm saying, so I think that they're going to be a lot better this season. I will openly admit they'll be better. They won't beat the Outlaws, but they'll be better.
Mm-hmm. He says that now. Just wait. Okay. Just wait.
I'm going to wait. And victory. That's all I'm waiting for the screen to pop up for the Houston Outlaws. But I think you guys are going to be better.
So I do want to do the same thing as you. I want to run through the entire season. I like that idea, by the way. So let's start off with the stage 1. We start off with going against San Francisco, Seoul, Guangzhou, and Philadelphia. I think we're going to go 2-2 for those 4. San Francisco is going to be a very tight game.
Okay.
Because it's going to be the first game of the season. San Francisco's DPS line is one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
I still say, aside from New York XL, San Francisco's DPS is top tier.
And then they still got Sinatra, man. There's a reason they could get rid of Dante, who was a really good DPS.
Because you have Sinatra.
You have a lot of good DPS on Shock.
So there's that. Seoul Dynasty, I think we're going to take that one. Just because Seoul is still starting new. They may have Fissure, who, while is an amazing main tank, and a lot of great stuff, I just don't know if they're going to be ready for Season 2. Guangzhou is going to be a very rocky team for the first few stages. I mean, you have a mixed roster. You have a bunch of new players, a bunch of contenders players. Like, it's going to be really interesting seeing Guangzhou come through.
Yeah, I told you, these new teams, man, they're so unpredictable. That's going to be so fun to watch, right? Because they can either tank, like, oh my God, this Overwatch league thing is crazy. I had no idea what to expect. Or they could be like, oh, this is easy. It's just another rank match, right?
And then you have Philadelphia, who their DPS line is also scary, with Carpe and EQO.
Dude, Carpe is still my favorite player, dude.
I'm with EQO. He's so smart.
He is very. Carpe just hits headshots. That's all he does. The man doesn't miss. Doesn't miss.
So they're moving
until Silver beat him in the Widow challenge.
Right. So. Going on from that, we have back-to-back games against Shanghai, which, all right.
Wait, we didn't even back to. Wait, really?
Literally, back-to-back games against the Shanghai Dragons.
What? That doesn't make... Okay, well, I guess these teams will know each other very well.
So those are going to be an interesting couple of games. Naturally, I do think that we're going to take those. Okay. However, with Shanghai's completely new roster, I'm really curious to see how they play.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's that. But I mean, hey, if we do get beat by Shanghai in the first game, guess what? Now we know how they play. They can work around it.
And this is a different Shanghai compared to last season's Shanghai. 100%. Right? It's not like you're losing to the 0-40 Shanghai or whatever that was. I think that they're
going to be an actual contender this year. So there's that. Final game of the stage, Boston Uprising. I'm going to say we take that as a W. Simple as I don't need to go into it, especially because they just got rid of Gamsu.
Yeah, there's real up and down. They had that one kind of moment of fame, I guess, when Stryker was carrying the team and everything. But now they've come back down to earth a little bit, especially with losing people.
For sure. So. After that, stage 2, first day is a bye week. Second week we have Toronto and Paris. W and a W, if you ask me. Vancouver, Runaway is still an amazing team, but maybe they've gotten their legs by now. Who knows? I do think that the field will be a stronger team. I think that we're going to be able to take Vancouver off. Seoul Dynasty, again, I think we're going to be able to take them. But I'm really curious to see how Fissure works with an all-Korean roster.
I think he's gonna perform maybe better than he did with the Gladiators, because I think his whole problem with the Gladiators was because the work ethic part, right?
Yeah.
He thought that they weren't working as hard as he was, and there was kind of there was a fissure between him.
Show's over.
I played that so perfectly. I thought that was so on point. Anyway, there was a fissure in the team between him and the rest of the players because he didn't think they were working as hard. So I want to say that won't be the case with Seoul Dynasty because all Korean roster, they all have the same work ethic and they're all going to keep moving around and practicing as hard as he does. So I think he's going to play better with the Seoul Dynasty, which is kind of scary because that's all they were lacking, right? So was a main tank player who actually could get in there and survive.
And now they actually have one who's really good. Following that, we do have the FEEL Ultimate Weekend where we play against the Los Angeles Valiant and the Houston Outlaws. I think that the game against the Valiant is going to be a tight one. I think we're going to come on top.
Uh-huh.
I feel like...
What about the next game? What do you
hold on.
What about the next game against the Outlaws?
I think the home field advantage is going to push us forward against the Valiant and also against the Outlaws.
Okay.
Here's why I say that. The entire arena is going to be decorated in blue. You are going to see Dallas Fuel everywhere that weekend. The entire stands, the crowds, everybody burn blue, burn blue, burn blue. Y'all can talk about your Texas hard all you want, but guess what? When you are at home field advantage should not be understated. I don't care what kind of sport it is. When you are at home, when you have the entire crowd cheering your name, that makes a difference in your performance.
Yeah, the LA were at home every game of the season.
And why do you think they did so well?
They didn't. They did okay.
The Valiant went pretty far.
The Valiant went pretty far. I'll give you that. So now, that may be fun. That may be cool. It was going to be burn blue. But see,
okay,
you know
hold up. Nah, I see you combat. Doesn't mean they're going to win. Nah. We're going to take it. Going home all day, baby. We're taking it with us. No. We're saying this now. I'm going to make a bet with you about the Field versus Outlaws at the Battle for Texas. We'll establish this on a future episode, but there's going to be a bet. And it's going to be a good bet.
It's going to be a very good bet. That's fine, because it's going to be burn blue, burn. Oh.
Look, all I'm saying is I firmly believe that the Dallas Field can keep up and actually take the Outlaws down this season and reclaim Texas for how it should be. Thank you very much. After that, we play Florida. I expect that to be a W. Moving on to stage 3, because I can harp on that rivalry all day. We play the Gladiators and the Justice. I think those are both going to be W's.
So you're just beating all the LA teams. You think you're just better than all the LA teams?
I think that the Valiant are going to be a hard win. I'm not saying it's an easy win. Gladiator's probably going to be an easy win. I think that Valiant's going to be a hard win.
Hopes for the fuel here.
I'm just saying. After that, Washington Justice, they got Wizard and Jonas. That's really all they have for them. You have all these other players who can't, whatever. Chengdu and Vancouver. Chengdu, I expect that to be a W. Vancouver, I'm sure Runaway will get their legs by stage 3.
Yeah, I think Runaway.
So I'm sure that they'll be able to actually keep up on their own, and that'll be either a tight or an L.
These other teams are going to be much harder to beat when it comes down to the end of the season.
Yes.
I think they're going to have a lot of legs under them. I think sleeper MVP for me in the season is DeFran. Like, I don't know if you've watched this guy play DPS. He can be insane.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that's worth looking out for, but that's my sleeper pick. Anyway, that may be for another episode.
We play Chengdu and Guangzhou afterwards. Chengdu, again, we're gonna get that W. Guangzhou is gonna be an interesting win because they're gonna be an established team by then.
Right.
And then we play Nixel next week. I'm sorry, boys, but Nixel's a very strong team. I think it's gonna be a close one, but I don't expect us to win.
So you've got the few. Okay, so I want to see your. So is that the stage 3 or stage 4?
That's stage 3.
Okay. So right now, you got a lot of W's on the table right now.
I will say this. I think that the Dallas Fuel are going to go to the playoffs and make it to the finals. Look, now that we actually have an established team who understands their role and a head coach who is one of the best coaches in the league, you have an entire staff ready to support their team, players supporting each other. We actually have the roster and the expectations ready that we were supposed to have last season. We can take ourselves to the top. I firmly believe that. And this isn't just fanboyism. This is looking up the stats. Everybody's doubting the Fuel because of their lackluster performance last season. Nah. Let's go. Stage 4. We're going against London starting off.
That's an L.
That's an L right there.
Take that L.
We're going against the Valiant again. I think that
you're not sweeping. I don't think you're sweeping the Valiant. I don't think you're sweeping the Valiant.
I think that the second one against the Valiant might be an L just because we don't have the home field advantage anymore. So I'll just throw that out there. Afterwards, the Gladiators and the Shock, 2 rematches. Those are going to be tight, close games. But we might be, again, stage 4. By then, we're going to have another character, another map. Anything can change. But if we just look at the rosters as they are, without moves, without trades, we're going to beat the Shock. Gladiators might be a bit rough, but we're probably going to beat them too. I'm really curious to see Roar and Decay from the Gladiators because I don't really know if they're going to be able to keep up. So there's that.
So it's there's skeptics. There's room to wiggle room, right? Which is why we've seen all these power rankings and a lot of these teams been so fluctuated, right?
Yes.
Because why all of them been so different. Because no one really knows what these teams are going to be able to do. But I can see your arguments here.
Yeah. And then we have the Huangshan Spark and the Guangzhou Charge, which, those are getting mixed up in my tongue. God, Chinese. The Spark.
You do not know Chinese? What do you mean?
Yeah, right? The Spark, I expect that to be a tight game. I kind of don't know if it's going to be a win or a loss, actually, because the Spark are a really competent team when you look at their roster. But the Charge, I don't expect them to be able to keep up.
Okay.
They do have talented players, but when you have 3 different nationalities, 3 different languages spoken on a single team,
right,
things get a little rough.
Okay.
So I expect that to be a W. And then Atlanta Reign, I expect that to be a W as well. So, yes, I may sound a little bit cocky. I believe in my boys in blue. I honestly think that we're going to take it really far this season, and we're going to subvert expectations.
This sounds a lot like a Dallas fan right now.
Yep. And I'm going to roll with it, baby.
Every Dallas team I've ever known, these fans have the same expectations.
Yep. And that's how
Cowboys,
we do it.
Mavericks, no matter what
Honestly,
it is. They're going to win the championship every year, guys.
Here's a good reason, though, why I think that we're going to go very far.
Uh-huh.
Dallas Fuel are in the Pacific Division. The Houston Outlaws are in the Atlantic Division. Statistically speaking, the best players are in the Atlantic Division. The best teams are in the Atlantic Division, which means if you're a strong contender in the Pacific Division, you have a higher chance of going further than the Atlantic Division.
Okay, and
because you're fighting against Nixle, London, Philadelphia.
True.
3 extremely strong teams. Who's strong on our side? Okay, Seoul can be strong.
Yeah, we don't know yet, right?
Yeah,
we
don't
know yet.
Valiant's usually strong.
Okay.
Like we don't have too many teams that are really scary on the Pacific side, which is why I believe that we're going to go further than people expect.
Okay. That's a fair argument. It's one of those things that, like in regular sport, the 2 conferences, right?
Yes.
So you have the 2 divisions or the 2 conferences, and one side it'll be a little bit weaker than the other. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough because, like you said, I have to play London and Fusion multiple times in the season, and Seoul Dynasty and all the other top teams, and you guys don't have as many. So, yeah. I guess the argument's fair. So, you think you'll make the finals? You win the finals.
Win the finals. That's going to be a little bit tough. Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be either Nixle or London in the finals again.
Because they're also battle tested because they've all been beating each other up the whole time.
Yes.
So now when they come against the other side, not saying.
But going to the finals is still an amazing thing. It's going to be a great feat.
True.
So I'm going to end right there. I think it's time for us to wrap things up on the main show. Post-show after this. But naturally, this has been Texas Watch, your weekly Overwatch League podcast for the Houston Outlaws and the Dallas Fuel. I'm your host, Projekt. This is ZXO. If you're not following us on Twitch, go ahead and give us that follow right above, or is it that way? It's that way?
Twitch is it's upper
right.
Your side.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
So follow us on Twitch. If you want to help the show, cheer, donate, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'd love to have your guys' support. Of course, don't forget about the giveaway. In the post show, we'll be building these Legos here. So if you're watching us live, stay tuned. We're gonna be doing some really cool stuff in the post show. And of course, until next time, let's make Texas proud.
Because Texas time
is bestest time.
Yeehaw!